Hey guys, what's going on? Dreadful Coffee here. Hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all doing good. Doing good myself. So, originally I was gonna work on Amnesia videos and sorts for today and then post them out today, but I'm still editing them, and I still need to go through it. And I kind of spent my time trying to make another video on another game and sorts, another hot topic. But anyways, besides from that, so this video is mostly dedicated to streamers, or wannabe streamers, or people who just want to start streaming. I'm gonna kind of help you guys set up your OBS. Now, I would go with OBS over like Streamlabs or something like that, because Streamlabs isn't necessarily that good and OBS is way better, and honestly I suggest it way much more because CPU usage from OBS is a lot less compared to Streamlabs, so you get more out of it if you just go OBS compared to going Streamlabs. If that makes sense, of course, that should make more sense. But anyways, besides of that, so here's some of the main things you need to like understand and learn. Is that when you go to stream and you go Twitch, basically just connect your account, because connecting your account is a lot easier than using stream keys. Unless, of course, you want to use stream keys, that's pretty easy too. You just go onto your Twitch and basically just find your stream key in there. Should be in your settings. Should be really easy to find. But yeah, it's basically your career dashboard. But anyways, so once you get into OBS, right, you want to go US servers, you want to go US East Miami, Florida, or whatever one you want to go with. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm saying that. God damn it. But basically, pick whatever one's like closest to you. So personally, I go Florida because I am closer to Florida. I am Tampa. So for me, Florida is like right next door in Miami. So these servers make more sense for me to be on. Now, for Twitch chats, better ions, you want better TV and franker face. The reason why you want these on is that way you can also see the emotes that are being popped up in your chat, as well as people can use better TV and franker TV, which you still have to install into your Twitch itself. But this way they can use it, and it's pretty much just a emote area. You just add it on. It's a Twitch add-on for emotes, basically, and that's about it. That's all it is. So then we go into output. I use advanced personally because it's just the way I like to do things. You can also use simple if you have a lower budget computer, but basically they're both the same. So one thing you want to do is you want to have video encoder as NVIDIA. That's the main thing you want. You want a NVIDIA encoder. Or not NVIDIA coder. You want wherever your coder is to be your GPU. So like, if you have a NVIDIA coder, that's what you use. If you want to use your CPU coder, go ahead. But honestly, everything tracks a lot better when you use a GPU coder. And even your GPU even has like a built-in system for streaming for your GPU coder. So it's just better to use GPU encoders entirely. So then once you get into that, then you want either advanced or simple. I don't know what a simple looks like because I'm recording this right now, so I can't really show you guys what simple looks like. So I can only show you what advanced is. So if you guys want to know more about advanced, or if you have some settings from simple, just use the advanced settings I have from simple, wherever you can translate. But either way, so the things I like to use personally is CBR, because CBR is the only thing that works with Twitch, so I would highly suggest using CBR. Because CBR and Twitch basically like to play with each other. They're actually nice to each other, while others are very mean to each other and fuck up your Twitch entirely. So then you also have 6K bitrate, which I tend to play on 6K bitrate because that's just what I can run. 9 out of 10 times, you're probably going to run like 5K, 500, or maybe 4K. Be realistic with whatever your Wi-Fi can handle is what your bitrate can normally be. Just be realistic with yourself. Now, keyframe interval, I would suggest putting it 2 seconds instead of auto, because what happens with auto is that it's getting the most realistic timing possible, but it also kind of like sets you back in your games and kind of messes up your hardware a bit. So normally I have a better experience with 2 seconds than I do with just auto. So that's something I would highly suggest. That way you don't have those frame issues, or you don't have frame drops during stream, because that shit is annoying as fuck. And then for present, I would normally go like slow, P5 instead of like P6 or P7. And now if you have a RTX that's like older, like 2080 or something, you're playing a high tense game, normally going a little bit like P4 or P3 will help, and then that way you can stream better. But honestly, I would just go P5 with slow, because slow still looks good in like lower quality games like Valorant. P5 actually looks really good. It doesn't look that bad, and it's kind of about the same. But games like Apex kind of need like that P6 or that P7, it seems like to me, because I notice there's a lot more buggy textures or buggy outness whenever I play those types of games. So kind of the, like what you want and what your system can handle is honestly what you go with, and that's completely preference, and every computer is different. Keep that in mind. Every computer is different. So when every computer is different, you gotta test it out yourself. So try new things, try it out, see what happens, you know, and if your stuff is lagging, then try your presence. Now, tuning, I would go with high quality, honestly, because high quality is just a better option. Honestly, low latency and ultra low latency doesn't really help much. I've tried it multiple times. Honestly, it messes up my stream more than anything. High quality is normally the better suggestion. And then 2Pass's core resolution or full resolution doesn't really matter. 2Pass core resolution looks the same as literally full resolution. You don't want single pass because it looks like crap. But that's about it. Profile doesn't really matter. High or main, that's up to you. Personal preference. Again, I haven't noticed really too much with main or high. So, cycle visual turning, I would turn on because it's one of the best settings because it basically changes up your bitrate and visual quality in case you're playing like a high motion FPS. Well, you have that option now. And then look ahead, I would turn off because that messes with your B-frames, and once you mess with your B-frames, it kind of fucks your whole system up, and it kind of makes lag. And from my personal reference, I lag the fuck out all the time with it, so I just wouldn't mess with it. But audio bitrate, I would either keep it 160 or 320, completely up to you again. This is more of a quality setting if anything else. It's completely up to you. It's whatever you can run, but make sure you set up everything else the lowest as possible for whatever ones you're not using, because whatever ones you're not using is normally the ones you want to just like kind of put the lowest just in case, so that way you don't have any problems. And that way you're not overextending your bitrate or overextending internet download speed or anything like that crazy. So then we're going to go into audio, and then we're going to make sure our sample rate is 48 kilohertz. Basically, you want the highest audio possible while also disabling your desktop audio and then putting your microphone audio on. Wherever your microphone is, make sure you turn that on entirely. Now, the reason why I'm disabling desktop audio is because I have a way to do application by application. So that way I could just transfer one application to the other application, and that way I have audio separated. So like if I want to play a game, I could basically change the audio from the game instead of changing the audio entirely. If I want my music to be certain loudness and my game to be certain loudness, that way I don't have to worry about it on stream. Or if I'm watching a YouTube video on the side, I don't have to worry about it being on stream, because sometimes that shit can get really annoying. Now, another thing to do is when you get to video, change it to 720p. If you're not affiliate, and this is the best suggestion I can give you, if you're not an affiliate person, change it to 720p. I promise you that if you change your video to 720p right now, do it, right now, it will not affect anything. I promise you. If you make your base resolution basically whatever your campus actually is, or whatever you're playing on, and then change this to 720p by just simply, I think it's like 1280. I'm gonna leave a link down below to like all the encoders, video settings for Twitch, and that way you guys have them all there. But anyways, and then basically you're gonna put your downscale filter to whatever the highest is or whatever you can run in, right? And then your enter FPS value is gonna be 63 or 66 or 65, whatever you want. Honestly, just make it 65 between 60. And the reason why I'm saying like a little higher than 60 is so that way you have a little bit of widget room for whenever your frames drop. So that way your stream will end up lagging, and that way at 63 or 65, it just has a little bit more crispiness, and you still get that full 60, and the 60 hertz kind of work a little better. Twitch can only handle 60, granted, but it looks a little better when you go a little higher, just slightly. Not too much, not too little, but streaming at 720p for all the people who are not affiliate is probably one of the best suggestions I could give you, because 720p allows other people to also view in your streams, whatever they have low data, or if they're on Wi-Fi or whatever, right? So let's say they have like, maybe they're out in the countryside and they don't have actual Wi-Fi, they're using data, right? So now they're watching your stream at 720p. Instead, they can actually watch the stream without too many technical issues, or maybe without too many technical problems. It's the same with Wi-Fi as well. They have low Wi-Fi, boom, now they can watch your stream, they can actually get to know you as a person, you know, blah, blah. And as you get affiliate, that's the only way to get encoder, you need to be affiliate, and then you need to meet Twitch's requirements, right? So once you get affiliated, now you can start streaming at 1080p, and while you're streaming at 1080p, every time you meet Twitch's requirements, or Twitch sees more engagement and more activity on your channel, they're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna give you an encoder, because now we're seeing more activity in your channel, we can actually give you an encoder. So doing that and building up a fan base that way is a lot better than streaming at best quality at possible, but not allowing other people to view your streams. And that's honestly one of my best opinions. One of my best advice. And then it's honestly helped me a lot too in the past. Whenever I had a stream, I was streaming at 720p, and honestly, it was one of the best things you could do. But another thing you can also do is if you have network issues or if you're having network problems, enabling network optimizations is not a bad idea. But do not dynamically change bitrate to manage consistency. Don't do that. It's actually terrible. It makes your stream staticky as hell. It keeps changing your bitrate way too much, and it's way too more inconsistent. If you're having Wi-Fi issues, honestly, just change your bitrate. Like, let's say you're streaming at 720, I think you can get away with like 450 or so, 500. And then that's like one of the best things you could do is honestly just changing your bitrate, or change your bitrate from like 5 or 6K to 6, or not 650, sorry, 550 is another one you can also do. Which is what I normally do if my Wi-Fi's being too much or anything. I just change it to 500. Just change it about 500 and see what works for you, and eventually it'll either work, or sometimes you might have to restart your computer, or sometimes you might have to clean out your Wi-Fi stuff. It could be anything realistically, but either way, going on Ethernet is also one of the best ways to stream. By the way, I would highly suggest going Ethernet. Wi-Fi doesn't make that big of a difference, but it will lag out your game while streaming Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Doing both at the same time though, however, is a good thing as well, because that honestly helps. Take some of the way, some of the downloading speed from your OBS, right? And then your Wi-Fi can basically take the other ones for outpacking Valorant or any game you're playing. So that's some of my opinions and some of my advice. Also, automatically reconnect. That's another thing you want to have on. Definitely keep that on, because it basically means if you DC or if you disconnect entirely, right? Let's say I'm restarting my computer. I'm like, oh, hold on, chat. I'm restarting my computer. That way you can go back to your OBS, and then basically your stream will just be the same video altogether, and it'll just basically pop up a little guy saying you disconnected real quick, and you'll be right back. Alright, so that's one of the things you definitely want to have on, and one of the best things to have on. That way your streams won't get messed up, and you can just basically have the same video, then whenever you want to post a VOD, you have the VOD. Another thing I would have is get rid of, basically, whenever you load this up, right, you have Twitch information, so you have all your information on stream, right? So normally you have this as well. I personally would get rid of this. I would do it through OBS, or not OBS, sorry. I would do it through Opera. Just log into Opera, go to your Twitch, and then simply go into your chat, and then boom. Problem solved. And then you could just literally customize it from here. Then whenever you're done, you just close this off. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Real simple, right? Because normally what I would like to have is my Twitch activity feed and my chat feed, right? And the reason why we're having our Twitch activity feed, even if we're a small streamer, this is important to have. Because this will tell you if whether or not someone followed you, or whether or not someone did something, right? It basically gives you all the information you need while you're streaming, and it gives you a lot of, like, more look into of what's going on and what's not going on, right? So it's very important to keep this up. Very, very important. It helps a lot. Now, if you guys want to do like application controls or application captures, right? All you simply have to do is go here, application audio capture. So let's say I want to capture my in-game resorts or something like that. You just add this basically, which I already have multiple of these. Just go in here, double click it, and then just click on whatever you want. So if I want to like my capture audio on Opera, right? I just simply do it here. And now my Discord capture is my Opera capture. And then I just recollect it, just go to my Discord. Now, you always want to make sure you double check as well to make sure everything's working all right. Because 9 out of 10 times, if I like go to a different Discord call with Discord, it's going to be like a different whole entire hub, right? So now I have to redo it all over again. Just quickly double click on here, make sure it's not red, make sure it's white. As long as it's white, it should be good. But if it's not white, then that means the audio is disconnected or the audio just it's not there, right? Make sure you also balance out your audio. That's another thing you need to do. And then basically what you're going to do for your game capture, instead of doing like normal like display capture or like anything crazy like that, you go to game capture. All right, so we have game capture. Okay, so now we add game capture, and then we're going to do limit frame rate. Make sure you have that on, and then do hook rate either fast or normal, whichever one you want. Honestly, it's personal preference at that point. Whatever looks better in your streams. And then you just add whatever game you want to add. All right, or whatever you want to stream. Some of them don't like this, and then some of them are just going to want you to have like display capture. So you're going to want to have a display capture just in case as well, in case you need to stream. Because I've had a problem with like Once Human where basically game capture wouldn't work for some reason, which is weird. I don't know why game capture didn't work with Once Human. It was weird. So then you have to do display capture. Which display capture is not bad necessarily, but the reason why I don't like doing display capture personally is, let's say we alt tab out. Everyone can see what's on my screen, my first display. And that's really annoying because, like, let's say I don't have a 2 display, right? And I like to watch chat through my phone. It's going to be really annoying to alt tab out and then everyone sees what I'm doing on my first monitor when I have to, like, have private DMs or private conversations with a friend. And it's like, oh, well, this is actually important. You know what I mean? Like, it gets annoying. And you don't want everyone seeing what you're doing in the backgrounds or some of the stuff like there. And sometimes I like to do like my technical stuff on my side screen or like do it while streamers get to look at it. so I could just adjust everything. But it doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, it's just like one of those things you just either want to have on. If you don't want to have on, it's complete personal preference again. Everything when you do streaming, it's going to be personal preference. It's going to be a learning experience. You're going to learn on your own. You're going to learn what to do. You're going to learn how to do it on your own. And it's okay. You're going to make mistakes. You have to understand mistakes are fine. It's going to be okay. Don't worry about what others say. Don't worry about all this shit. Just make mistakes. Do what you can. You'll be all right. We'll move on. All right. So another thing is you want to go into mic real quick, though. You want to also add a noise suppression. And then adding other filters like filter, limiter, gain is completely personal opinion. Again, that's preference. I add gain more because then my mic sounds a little bit louder and it's more balanced out. But those are also, again, personal preference, whether or not you want to add it, right? But a thing I would definitely add is just make sure you add noise suppression. Noise suppression is a big thing because whether your fans in the background or not in the background, this will help basically suppress those noises of things you don't want to hear, like your dog barking, or just things that are generally annoying that normally capture your mic. Now they won't capture as much. And having the highest noise suppression, honestly, I would prioritize that more than not having it. Because even if my chat hears my keyboard, it's not as annoying as hearing a goddamn desktop fan in the background. Like, imagine you're sitting there, right, watching your favorite streamer, and then all you hear is fucking desktop fan and blowing into his mic left and right, bro. And you're sitting here like, what the fuck am I listening to, bro? What am I hearing in my head? You know, you're hearing this fucking fan. It's kind of annoying. So that's one of the things I definitely would have on. And honestly, from there, it's just like, it's whatever you want to do, whatever you can do. But another thing to do is basically go to sound settings and then go to sound, right? From sound volume, and then change your input. So my mic is at 70, right? And then everyone else's mic is different comparatively how they sound and how they will sound. If you want to keep it at 100, keep it at 100. If you want to put it at 70 or like 50 or whatever, it's basically so that way you don't get that boom, boom, boom. Instead, you get less of the boom, 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 and more of that cleanness. And it's more clear and crystal clear when you do stuff like that. And that's just some of my suggestions on towards that. For most of the affiliate users, they're going to probably want overlays and sorts. Honestly, adding overlays is really easy. You just go to browser. You basically find whatever overlay you want, and then you just add it there. Twitch has a way to personally do overlays, which you can customize and make yourself. It's really easy, real simple. You get the browser source code, and copy it, paste it to your browser URL. That's how you add overlays. Real simple, real easy. This is the fastest breakdown I can give you guys, honestly, and the best opinions I can give you guys. And that's about it. Another thing you probably would want to do, and this is something you can completely do if you really want to, is that it's here somewhere. Hold on. Stats. So you have stats as well, right? So this is a way to basically tell whether or not it's your Wi-Fi that's lagging on your streams or if it's your encoder. And this will give you all the static effects like CPU usage, FPS, average time rendering, all that stuff, right? Disk full in 142 hours. That's basically all your status effects, right? So you can have this on or not. Honestly, it's not a big deal. It's up to you completely. I personally don't like having it on because it really doesn't matter. Because whenever I'm streaming, I could see drop frame rates down the bottom and it will tell me my Wi-Fi connection and whether or not it's flickering on and off, or if it's on red, or if frames are dropping like crazy, then I know it's a Wi-Fi thing. Sometimes the reason why your Wi-Fi might be lagging or why it might have problems, also keep this in mind, is that it simply has to do with your driver not being updated. Because sometimes you just have to update your driver. Real simple, real easy. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. From there, you can read this real easy if you want to use this. So you see where it says drop frames network? This is the frames that are dropping because you have poor network connection. These are the frames that are dropping because of your, because of your system. So you have frame skipped because of encoder lag, or rendering lag, or encoder lag. Encoder lag is basically your GPU. Rendering lag, I think, is your it might be your VRAM. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what rendering one is, but either way, that's all more of the nerdy stuff. That's up to you guys if you want to use it or not. I personally don't. I tend to like just to have all this information up because I can just look down the bottom and just see like, oh, this is lagging for this reason, or this is lagging for that reason. It just makes it a lot easier for me personally, and a preference entirely. But again, up to you all. And yeah, that's just basically my breakdown of all this. Hope you guys enjoy. This is like a short little video while I work on the editing with Amnesia. I know I said I was gonna get Amnesia today, but I got so much editing to do, bro. And I still got more videos coming out. So yeah, I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all doing great. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Good luck with streaming. Leave a comment down below. Something like your streamers, if you're a small streamer and you want me to come check out a channel, just leave a comment down below, literally, of what your stream is, and I'll come check it out, maybe. But, yeah. Anyways, appreciate y'all, love y'all, and catch you guys around. Peace out, guys.